In 1897, a 6-year-old Inughuit boy named Minik was taken from Greenland to New York, promised education, safety, and a new life. He arrived in a city of smoke and stone, brought by Arctic explorer Robert Peary as part of a museum-backed anthropology expedition. Crowds came to see him, and Minik was asked to perform Inuit life for strangers who treated his childhood like a display. Within months, disease spread through the group, and Minik's father Kisuk died far from ice, hunting grounds, and home. As Minik grieved, museum doctors quietly decided his father's body was more valuable preserved than buried. They staged a funeral for the boy, lowering an empty coffin into the ground so he could believe his father was at rest. In truth, Kisok's body was cleaned, catalogued, and stored in the American Museum of Natural History as a scientific specimen. Minik grew up in New York, attended school, learned English, and tried to belong in a world that never told him the truth. He lived among scientists who studied Arctic peoples, unaware that his own father was locked behind museum doors. When Minik finally discovered what had been done, he demanded his father's remains and asked why grief had been turned into research. The museum refused, arguing that science and knowledge outweighed the wishes of one boy. Newspapers exposed the deception, and for a moment the public argued whether progress had crossed a moral line. Minik drifted between identities, no longer fully Inuit, and never fully accepted as American. In 1909, he returned to Greenland, only to discover he no longer belonged there either. In 1918, Minik died during the influenza pandemic, his life shaped by a lie told in the name of science. Nearly a century later, his father's remains were finally returned to Greenland. Some cultures were not conquered by armies, but dismantled quietly in museums, one body at a time. Minik did not lose his world in war, he lost it in rooms where knowledge mattered more than mercy. Follow terror stories, and help keep the histories that were nearly erased from disappearing again.